But taking a look at the overall markets that we've been seeing, and also perhaps the lack of individuals that are investing in the country. I mean, I know that you're juxtaposing what you're seeing in the likes of Australia, where they've got around 5 to 7 million individual investors. Here we're sitting at around 100,000 to 200,000, and this initiative is really targeted at the youth. Tell us about the headway that you've made for 38 years.
So the philosophy around the program is to take young learners and educate them about investing in the stock market.
Yeah.
Reality is that we don't have a saving culture. And in order to grow that saving culture, we have to at least do something that provides those guys with an opportunity of looking what the stock market is about. Because let's not kid, whether you're listening to the radio, whether you're watching the news on TV, whether you turn to CNBC Africa, we're all talking about companies that are listed on the stock exchange that we could potentially invest in. And as youngsters, we want to be involved in those. So we need to
There's
educate
one small
those
catch
guys.
though, you need money. And I know that you give a whopping 1 million rand to
Yes,
the youth.
but
it's
it's
real.
fake. Correct. So the reality is, of course you need money, but you got to start small.
Yeah.
Everybody, Bill Gates did not start his life as a multi-gazillionaire. He started off small. One day he had a little bit of money, and yes, most of his portfolio was in Microsoft. But if he didn't have the knowledge and the wherewithal to look at other stocks and understand what investing was about, he wouldn't be in the position that he was today.
You're basically aiming grade 9, grade 10, 11, 12 pupils. Tell us about the schools that you're working with at this point, and how much appetite is there really?
You know, it's that same argument. There's never enough.
Yeah.
So the reality is we have about 6,500 learners on the program. Equates to about 342 schools. But that's not even touching the surface in reality. But we're working on that. And it takes time. And we need the buy-in of the teachers. We need the buy-in of the learners. And until we've got both of that, can we move forward in that school? But the process is the more schools that come on board, the more learners that come on board, the more educated individuals there are out there. And the other thing is, you know, this is a program that has grown significantly over the years.
Do you keep track of the students after they leave school? And do they land up being traders? Do they land up staying in the markets?
We don't, unfortunately. A couple of the kids that I happen to know that went through the program a couple of years ago, those guys are doing BComs, doing BX, becoming chartered accountants. Whether or not they end up in a stockbroking firm is another discussion.
So tell me about returns, benchmarks. Tell me about the process. I mean, do they really just go on, well, a guessing game where they say, we like this product, we like this company, they do a little bit of research? How does the process work?
So that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So they can choose the type of portfolio that they invest in, and whether or not they invest in just top 40 stocks, whether or not they're enabled to invest in more riskier products, and or the whole market. Now, the students would then have to go out and do the research and decide what company they're going to buy and decide why they want to buy it. And then their portfolio would dictate the success or not of the team of pupils buying those shares.
How many of the students are actually beating the markets at this point in time?
Oh, I don't have that. I don't have that.
It'll be interesting to look at some of the figures.
I can get that for you, and I'll come back to you on that.
Definitely, it'll be interesting to see how it's playing out. But going forward, I mean, you know, obviously this is about investment as well. You've teamed up with other companies, if I'm not mistaken.
We've teamed up with Liberty and with Standard Financial Markets because it's important. You know, it's not just about investing on the market. Yeah. It's about the whole holistic investment environment, whether it's saving in a bank account or whether it's saving for your retirement and or, God forbid, death.